Hello, everyone. It is Matthew from Miscellaneous Debris, and welcome to the very first episode of Wrestling on Tap, our new weekly podcast slash video cast slash whatever the hell you want to call this. That's right. We're back like the XFL, only slightly better. So for this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Raw and Smackdown from this week, the week leading into Wrestlemania 34, coming to you live from downtown New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm going live. I can't wait. I'm stoked. Let's get right on to it. First off, on Monday Night Raw, I've got to say that I love the new graphics that are incorporated into the show now. They're sleeker, they're better, they're brighter, they're happier. Second is I'm so happy that the coach is back, and I'm so happy that he is in an actual broadcast journalism role and not just a slappy play-by-play or color guy as he was in the past. So I'm really glad that he's taking some of the knowledge or maybe knowledge is a bad word, but some of the prestige, I guess, that working at ESPN can give someone. I'm glad that it's rubbing off on his performance here. Man, it's just really good to see him. First off, when Corey Graves said they were a formidable team, to say the least. Formidable team? Really? Formidable team. You have Triple H. Yes, he is a former WWE champion. Stephanie McMahon, former women's champion. Yes, but not really an active competitor. And it's Ronda fucking Rousey, for God's sakes. She's going to snap her in half like a twig. There's no part of me that can suspend my disbelief that Stephanie McMahon is not going to have her ass handed to her on a silver platter, at least for this match. Now, I say for at least this match coming up at WrestleMania, but I'm going to save that for my WrestleMania breakdown. I'm going to specifically stick to Raw here. Also, Corey Graves mentioned that this is the first time Stephanie McMahon has been in a match at WrestleMania. Is that true? That can't be true. It can't be true. Is it true? She's never been in an actual match. Well, damn. How interesting is that? That's craziness. Anyway, also, the whole pointing at the sign thing has gotten so out of control. It's a really bad trope that WWE has gotten into, and it needs to end. And even Stephanie and Triple H doing it, they were totally mocking it. They were totally mocking it. There's no way that they were taking that particular pointing seriously in any way, shape, or form. Now, Ronda looked like $1 million. She looks like a superstar. She carries herself as like a superstar, but she has to stop grinning like an idiot when she's out there and totally marking out for herself. Yes, it's cool. Yes, you're in front of thousands of people. I know you've been in front of thousands of people before. You don't act like that, okay? You need to get in the mode of I am Ronda Rousey. I am the baddest woman on the planet. So everything outside of her walking to the ring or reacting to fan chants is great as far as I'm concerned. Their back and forth were fine. I did like the photo op at the end when Coach first said that they were going to be doing it. I was saying to myself, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be so stupid." And then once they finally started doing it, I was like, oh, all right, I could kind of get into this. I was just trying to figure out who the heck was going to go through the table because I knew somebody was going to go through it. And when Kurt got knocked out and Ronda, grabbing the throat of Trips, man, that was like instinctual. I know that they were supposed to do that, but it seemed a little too like, hey, oh yeah. So she slams them down. Or it was about to slam him down, and Steph broke it up. I mean, it was very like they rehearsed it 500 times, and they're just like, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up. Oh, we're going too slow. Shit, we're not fucking it up. Oh well, here we go. And they did it. And it looked fine for what it was, and the segment came off okay. But Ronda's facial expressions when Trips and Stephanie were exiting the ring was just ridiculous. Her looking really, really angry that I'm so angry that you put me through this table. Ooh, I've got pouty face. Ooh, I'm angry at you. And her eyes were following, but she wasn't getting up. It just looked really weird and awkward. What can I say about that Finn Balor, Seth Rollins? Gosh. The one thing I will say coming out of that match is that The Miz is going to have a great announcing career once he retires as an in-ring competitor. That guy is money on the microphone, whether he's on commentary or not. That guy is just top notch. And the match itself was what you would expect from a Seth Rollins and Finn Balor match. You're going to get a really, really good competitive match. They're going to respect each other at the end. You're going to have a lot of false finishes. You're going to have a lot of crowd pops. It's like one of those matches. It doesn't matter who wins. You're going to enjoy it, and it's going to be good. It's like Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles coming up at WrestleMania. I don't care who wins, really. I mean, I have a favorite of who I like to win, but to be honest with you, I really don't care who wins. I know it's going to be a great match. Now, moving into when Angle was kind of talking to Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman about later in the night about, keeping professional, keeping it calm, don't start any shit, relax back there. But Heyman's overreaction laughing about Roman Reigns injuring Brock Lesnar prior to WrestleMania. I did think that was a bit overkill. However, absolutely hilarious. One thing I didn't like about the whole program, though, was the fact that they just lumped the entire women's division into one segment again, and it was with it went from the Nia Jax promo to the match between Dana Brooke and Asuka. Yeah, who would have thought, right? Great tag team. And Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. Now, I think I'm no statistician or whatever the hell Dana Brooke is, but I do think that this is the most Dana Brooke has been on television since she's ever been on television. I think that this is the most exposure she's ever gotten. More power to her, man. She tried her hardest and she put out a decent outing. It was a decent match. Never once did I think that Asuka's streak was in jeopardy. So that kind of took it out of the realm of the possibility of them losing. But at the same time, it was a good match. I really can't complain about it. Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss are killing it, but they're going to tear it up at WrestleMania, and I'm really happy for them, and they fucking deserve it. So more power to them. The last segment, though, was kind of wishy-washy for me. I don't care about this match. I don't want Brock Lesnar to be Universal Champion anymore. I don't want the show to be centered around him anymore. I'm done with him. It's not to say that I don't enjoy everything that he does, because I do. I'm ready for a change. I don't want it to be Roman Reigns, but if he's the guy that has to do it, so be it. I'm not sold on Roman Reigns. No one's going to get me sold on Roman Reigns. Do I respect him more? Yes, I do respect him a little bit more, because I know that he's going to have a good match. I just don't like his character. I mean, it's nothing personally against him. I have no connection to the guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he stands for. I know he's a brother Samoan, so it's about all I got on the guy. He's a dad. He seems like a good dude. I've heard him on podcasts. I'm sure he's a great guy, but his character in the ring, I just don't get it, and probably never will. But hey, you know what? My mind's been changed before. So who's to say it can't happen again? I do think the match is going to be good. I'm going to save what I want to happen for my WrestleMania breakdown, which I will post later on this week. But it was a good episode of Raw. It was a good go-home show, and I really have nothing to complain about it. Moving on over into SmackDown, and right away, the announcers making it sound like Shane McMahon cheated death to be able to compete at WrestleMania. I mean, just the way that they made it sound, he had the hernia, and he had diverticulitis, he had a staph infection, he had AIDS and it got cured, he had cancer and it was cured. He's still gonna jump off shit. We're okay. The whole Daniel Bryan Shane McMahon bit was just awkward. I understand what they were going for, but if this was the payoff of all those months of buildup, I gotta say, man, it's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing that is really saving this for me is the fact that when Daniel Bryan says, when Daniel Bryan's on the same page as Shane McMahon, when we're both on the same page, nothing can stop us. You saying that really makes me believe that you are not on the same page. So something's gonna give you. Something's happening here. Okay, I don't know what it is. But something is going to happen. If nothing happens, if nobody turns, like Daniel Bryan doesn't turn, Shane McMahon doesn't turn, then that is going to be the biggest letdown. I did like the Wade Barrett reference when Daniel Bryan said, "I've got some bad news," and also the Y2J reference that Shane McMahon had too. Once they got rid of the whole, I've made bad decisions, the apologizing bit, and they got actually into the hype of their match, the actual hype that they did in the ring was great. It was short, sweet, to the point, and it was done. And I got nothing bad to say about that. Now, the match between Charlotte and Natalya irked me, and the main reason is is because I do not think that the champion should be wrestling on the show before a pay-per-view, whether it's WrestleMania or not. I always am under the guise that the challenger should be the one that is wrestling, letting the champion have the rest, letting the champion, be able to scout the challenger prior to the pay-per-view. So was the match bad? No, it was not. I have nothing bad to say about the match. But I do have to say that Natalya is the most vanilla wrestling personality / wrestler that there is in the women's division. Like, I have zero connection with her. Like, she likes cats. She's a heart. Other than that, I really don't know anything about her. And so I really don't have any connection to her and really don't care about her matches. She's a good wrestler. The one thing I really wanted to talk about in this match was not really the match itself, but the fact that the WWE decided to do the second screen experience for some of the commercials or whatnot. Doing the split screen with the match on one corner and a commercial in another corner is fine if you're going to do it for every single commercial. Because when you do it for one commercial, I'm like, sweet, I know they can do this. Why don't they do it for every single commercial? And then when it doesn't happen on certain times, I get pissed. So either do it or don't do it. You give me one or the other, because if I know that you can do something and then you're just not doing it, then you're going to start irritating me as a fan. So the interaction between Asuka and Charlotte after the match was just awkward. I didn't think that the fans really were into it, and that kind of led to the awkwardness of the moment. Like, no one's ready for Asuka, questioning, are you ready? It was just, a fifth grader could have written that. I wanted something a little bit more. Yes, the match is going to be good. Yes, I'm still excited to see it. I think it's probably going to be the match of the night if they give them enough time. They waited too long to bring the music up. It was just there was way too long of an awkward looking at each other with nothing really happening. The crowd wasn't getting into it. Moving on to the pre-taped interviews between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the most I've heard of Shinsuke actually wanting to win. Wanting to be at WrestleMania, wanting to be in the WWE. He uprooted his whole life to come out. Nobody uses the fucking word uprooted, okay? Nobody in regular everyday vernacular uses A, the word vernacular, or B, uses the word uprooted, okay? Let alone a Japanese guy whose second language is English. No one uses the word uprooted, okay? It's just one of those things when the writers put in words where that a regular person would not say it. It's just, it just makes you roll your eyes and wonder why the hell you watch it. But you're still going to, so stop complaining about it. At any rate, I think that AJ Styles and Nakamura, like, this was the perfect way for them to kind of put their thoughts together. I don't think that either one of them are the greatest talkers in the world in the ring. So I think doing a backstage pre-planned and pre-shot and edited interviews, I think, are the best ways to go for AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. On a side note, Rusev, that dude is over as fuck. Dear Lord, I gotta say, to organically create the following that he has is just mind-boggling and awesome at the same time. So my hat is off to you. I wish you the best of luck, Rusev. Happy Rusev Day. He is probably one of the best things going on SmackDown, and I'm pretty sure that this was the first match he's able to work as an actual proper babyface against an established heel. I think it was the first match that he had to be a babyface in. The other thing I liked was during this match was that Randy Orton was watching television like a regular human being. They didn't have him standing at that awkward position, like kind of, at a 90-degree angle with the television and kind of, looking with their neck. Like, nobody watches television like that. It's annoying. Stop it. And the other clue that he is turning into a babyface, sorry, tangent. The other clue that he's turning into a babyface is they're using the Machka kick as a finisher, and normally when you have an explosive finisher like that, it tends to get a babyface pop when you do it, which is why they give it to the person. So he's going to be a really, really good babyface. Again, I will let you guys know what I think is going to happen during my WrestleMania video that I will post later on this week. Bobby Roode's commentary was easily forgettable. The RKO out of nowhere was great. Then you had, that throwaway match with all the members of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Mojo Rawley is just intolerable in the ring. I really wish that they would be able to harness that promo that he did on Twitter right before the finals of the United States Championship tournament. It was just full of passion and fire, and I wish that they could, channel that into a character and just get rid of the bright colors and everything about Mojo right now. Hell, shave his goatee off, do something to change him up completely. And I think that he might be able to, work as a character. The Sami KO promo was great. They came out and Sami Zayn rocking the Against Me hoodie. Dude, mad props. Different way to hype the match, which is, hey, entertains me. It's good in my book. So it was different is good in my book when it comes to stuff like this, because there's only so many ways you can hype a match during a show, let alone 2 shows in a row. So, and then the tag team match with AJ and Shinsuke, those matches are used to sort of create tension with the partners going into the big event like WrestleMania. And at no time did I ever think that those two were not going to be able to coexist and be a team and be effective. They're 2 baby faces. Neither one of them are turning heel. So the tension between the two wasn't there, which means it makes no sense to have this type of match. Either just give Shinsuke a one-on-one match, give him a face-to-face in the back or something, or just stick to those pre-planned interviews. Those were great. You guys can come out and do some commentary or something along those lines. Give the crowd a cheap pop as a dark match or something like that. But I didn't think that this was necessary. Now, that being said, the very end of this, where AJ almost hit Shinsuke, did the exact same thing that he did to him last week, pat him on the head. I thought that was done absolutely brilliant. So, I'm totally being a hypocrite right now and totally contradicting myself, but hey, I do not care. This is my podcast and I can do whatever the hell I want to do. That being said, I am going to cut it off from there. Thank you for listening. Like, share with your friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, dogs, cats, your best friend Ralph, your cub master, your grocer, your baker, your candlestick maker, the person that cuts your hair, your optician, your mortician. I don't care who you share this with. If you like it, leave me a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you a little bit later on this week with the WrestleMania breakdown. Once again, I have been Matt from Miscellaneous Debris. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.